I think even the concept, we with technology, we're so bad about being short-sighted. I feel like you go watch like a '80s movie that's depicting the future. For some reason, correct if you guys are listening and you know of one, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's any movies that thought flat screen TVs were gonna be an advancement. No one even thought that. It seems so simple.
Yeah,
when you think about it, it's like, all right, TVs are big and square now. I bet at some point they won't need all that extra stuff and it'll just be a screen. But no one thought that, because every futuristic movie you watch that's long enough before flat screens started coming out, it's they just had more of them. Like I've seen like space movies where like in the spaceship they just have a bunch of shitty little TV,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like they just didn't understand, Star Wars.
Well,
Like it's like they're flying through space at light speed, but they have these like old,
that's right.
computers. Like no one could have seen that coming. So I think even like our phones, we think that's going to be forever.
Right.
And
yeah, we don't know. We don't know. Yeah, we base everything on the past. What we know, we don't know what's going. We don't know what's coming around the corner.
I was talking with someone about when it comes to content online, obviously reels are the big thing now. If what I'm about to say ends up being interesting, this could be a reel, right? It's the big thing. That's the big thing. And some people think that it's going to last forever. I think what will eventually kill reels, or vertical videos, at different places have named for them, but will eventually kill that is when we stop having rectangle phones, right? It's already kind of moving that direction where we're starting to go back to flip phones. There's been a bunch of failed ones recently, but it's kind of nudging that direction, where you have a bigger screen that opens up. I think it's going to happen eventually. We're headed towards something because there's no advantage no one wants to look at something on a small screen.
No,
it's just convenient. It's just convenient because we already have it, So when we get to the point where the concept of a screen, is maybe not that practical anymore, where you can just project something onto another surface, right? Or there's just so many screens everywhere, or like almost everything can be a screen. Then the concept of that will be gone too, and then that's the only advantage of a reel, just because it fits in your phone. That's it.
That's true, and that's the advantage. Yeah, the whole advantage of something that size is just because it's portable. Yeah, and that's the reason you got the screen. And I'm kind of weird. I use it a lot, of course, for different things, but I don't use it for email unless I just really need to answer an email and I'm not near my laptop. I still like the large screen, and I can type.
Right.
That's one thing. It's what drew me to computers before most people, because I could type 100 words a minute. And so that was really an attraction for me to get a computer in 1980, 81. It's just for the writing. And then I started managing things with it and everything. But I still go back to my laptop. I'm on it most of the time rather than the phone, unlike a lot of people. But you're right. It's, and looking at videos and different things, it's just a convenience. That's the only reason we're satisfied with them, being rectangular. I guess.
Right.
I don't know what.
We're going to evolve past it.
It's hard to imagine what it will be. I'll be glad for it to be a bigger screen. Now, some things when you turn it, regular video, when you turn it sideways, it's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
A decent sized phone,
But it is just convenient. It's just because we already have it. I think to me the two directions that I see it going, and again, it could be a total something we can't even imagine. We can't even imagine. But the two directions that I can at least perceive is one, like I said, there's like some kind of hologram screen that looks just as good, or surfaces of things.
Right.
Maybe
the bill of my hat will be the screen. You pull it down. I don't know, something.
Yeah, or just houses updated to the point where, like I said, like your coffee table and every wall or anything, you can just put a screen there.
Or maybe your phone, it doesn't change all that much, or it gets smaller, and it projects, like you said, it projects to any surface you want, and you're looking at full size or something.
And the other one to me is, the other option is some sort of augmented reality where you have either contacts or the implant, in the brain that Elon Musk is working on.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something I've not heard anyone say yet, when talking about the implant thing, I would not get one of those because how do we know that that's going to be necessary to do that? Like the thing that the implant can do, how do we know that it's always going to need to be implanted in your brain? You know what I mean? It seems like the technology would eventually get to where it can just send a signal into your head. Like maybe you put it under your skin, or it's just a hat you wear. You know, that's a big leap to have something surgically put in your head.
Quite.
Imagine you got outdated technology in your brain.
Yeah, really. And then who's in control of that? You know, what's in there?
Oh,
what
we know
bugs are
who's in
there?
control.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, what? Yeah, that's what comes up with AI. You know, they've done a lot of questioning and everything with that, and it seems to have a certain political bent quite often. And so, you know, who's going to trust it? It probably will be something I'll have to deal with. But yeah, but we can't. Yeah, you're right. We can't envision it. Who 50 years ago or 30 would have thought that everybody would carry one of these around and put up with it, the inconvenience, and even though they're small. You know, just have one all the time everywhere you go.
Right.
So you don't know.
Yeah. It's crazy that, and the AI thing with the political side of it is scary because, you know, they're already basically reprogramming society, you know, based on social media. I mean, God, the way that the algorithms work, and we talked about that last time, but it's just, it's very frustrating how much control all that has over, you know, it used to be right that people talked more and had more experiences that were shared, you know, so it's like, you know, they could put propaganda in the news and things, and, you know, maybe some in movies, but it was a little bit of a tougher like thing to penetrate the human, you know, whatever psyche. But now it's
90% of our input is infected or determined by other people.
Exactly.
And technology giants. Yeah, I mean, it's a wonderful thing, but wow, we are really and it's so convenient, and there's so many good sides to it. We're not going to give it up.
Right.
You know? But it is so interesting, isn't it? How as everybody knows, you know, you're looking at certain kinds of videos, or you're whatever you're talking about, you're searching for a new ice cooler or whatever it is. Well, you're going to get ads on that. You know, it's just feeds you more and more of what you have been looking at.
Right.
You know, it's an interesting situation.
It is, and it's like
really useful, but
right. And it's how is it going to impact? I mean, that's to me is a serious question that needs to be asked. Is like, how is that over time and AI, you know, being to me like a big booster to this whole problem, going to impact like guns and gun rights, you know, in the future.
And any kind of rights. I mean, it's like it's like steroids with AI.
Yeah, because haven't they already? Like you were saying, they've proved that it has a political leaning.
Yeah,
you know, because it's nothing magical about it. It's just it's all of our information, and it's whoever owns it can kind of steer it in a certain direction.
Yeah.
You know, I don't believe that AI is a sentient being.
And the scary thing, it's a generalization, but it seems to me that I don't know which generation, you know, to slam. I don't know. But it still seems that
all of them probably
a lot of because they've grown up. It's because they've grown up with the social media. I don't know. People seem more like robots to me in a lot of ways, and just not free thinkers. It seems, maybe I'm wrong, but it seems to me there are not as many individuals and free thinkers in today's world, you know, and they're going to be influenced even more.
Yeah.
You know, you and I have discussions about it. A lot of us, people above 30 or 40 have discussions about this and are really concerned about it and are aware of how we're being influenced and don't like it and try to resist it in ways and work around it. And we're just really aware of it. And probably not totally aware of everything. Right. But what about the, I don't know, 15-year-old or the 20-year-old that, well, I don't know, they don't think much about anything.
Yeah. Oh, I think about the things I thought even 10 years ago. I mean, it's like, when you're young, you just haven't experienced enough life